Last time, we were able to work on listening to a dialogue during a statement in a police station. Today, we are going to learn a new present tense. This tense is called the imperative. This tense is used, as in English, to advise, to order, or to invite. Like for example, look at, charge, come. To start off, well, we are going to talk about the particularities of French with this tense. The specificity in French comes from its precision of the number and the person to whom we are addressing. For example, in English, if we can take from you come, we come, to then remove the subject to obtain the imperative. To get, come, or let's come. In French, it will be a little more different. Because, in French, we say,
Tu viens. Nous venons. Vous venez.
And so, since the verbs are changeable, when we remove the subjects, we will get
Viens. Venons. Venez.
Like for example,
Viens me voir demain. Venez chez nous ce soir.
Now, this kind of method works very well with verbs of the second and third group. But for the verbs of the first group, there is a small particularity. Let's look at this, using the verb to speak, for example.
Tu parles. Nous parlons. Vous parlez.
If we remove the subjects to establish the imperative, this is what will happen. Did you observe carefully? Otherwise, see the verb without the imperative. Yes, the S has disappeared from the second person singular. The rule is that all the verbs of the first group, when they come in the imperative form, must be written without S in the second person singular. Like for example,
Parle à ton enfant. Parlez aux citoyens. Demande à Lucette son âge. Demandons-leur.
Now, we are going to learn a little more about this verb tense with the irregulars. Here is the list.
Avoir, être, savoir.
Yes, that's all. However, they are to be remembered by heart. Here then, depending on the person, their forms in the imperative for the verb
Avoir, tu as,
becomes,
et, nous avons,
becomes,
ayons, vous avez,
becomes,
ayez.
like for example,
Et du courage. Ayons du bon temps.
for the verb
Être,
we will do as follows.
tu es.
Becomes,
Sois. Nous sommes.
becomes,
Soyons. Vous êtes.
becomes,
Soyez.
for example,
Sois chez moi à 8 heures. Soyez certain de vos choix.
and finally, for the verb
Savoir.
we will do this.
Tu sais,
Becomes,
sache. Nous savons,
becomes,
sachons. Vous savez,
becomes,
sachez.
like for example,
Sache bien travailler. Sachons résister à la tentation.
Now, let us observe another verb, which has the same particularity of the verbs of the first group, despite the fact that it is not from the first, but from the third group. I named the verb.
Allez,
In the present indicative, we will write, depending on the person.
tu vas, nous allons, vous allez.
In the imperative, it will become.
Va, allons, allez.
Here, too, you will no longer have an S for the second person singular. Like for example,
Va vers la rue des Paradoux. Allez tout droit.
that's all for today. I hope this lesson was very useful to you. I will continue a little more on the subject of the imperative next time, because you will see, there will be even more on this verb tense. But for now, Don't forget about using those little kittens, because this channel needs them. But for now I say, see you next time.